What's up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome you to week 1 of SDS Season 11 Little Cup. We got all of our games done already. It's only... Is today Thursday? I hope it's Thursday, because I'm not... Well, actually, I have to wake up early for work tomorrow, but... Anyways, I decided to put my game first so I could watch that and then get the rest of them out of the way. I am honestly not having like the best week, so just kind of bear with me. So anyways, we got me versus Log. I ended up bringing Volibee, Ponyta, Galar, Lileep, Litleo. Both of those, the ones I got my names confused on. Those are both my Terras. I got Pumpkaboo Large, and I got Why is my mom telling me to let in the animals? They're already fucking in. Anyways. And I got Blitzel. Log side, we have Pancham, Sandshrew, Alola, Munchlax, Magby, Sandygast, and Tarantula. I believe I dropped Pumpkaboo and Blitzel after the game, and Log ended up dropping Pancham after the game. His other drop, Tentacool, I believe, wasn't there yet. Oh, and that just reminds me, because week 2 has started, that Anna Bunny has already fucking prepped for John. So let me put this in scheduling really quick. John has a transaction. It is not on the dock yet. Okay, so anyways, versus Log, I lead Litleo, he leads Magby. I'm like, oh, if he has Brick Break, I could die, but I have no other switch in, so I'm just gonna stay in. He ends up clicking Overheat, which does fucking 70% to me. Which really shows, by the way, that in Little Cup, like, moves just do more damage. So I think the philosophy is just do damage. I think the way I drafted wasn't great. This is a damage taker in a meta where we don't take damage. This is same for Munchlax, honestly. But at least Munchlax and Lily kind of also deal damage. So excuse me, it's just kind of the way you have to play them is a little bit different, I think. So me and Log will have to be careful about that. He ends up bringing in Munchlax because I Terra Normal. I click Double Edge, which does 58% to him because I am Terra Normal plus Silk Scarf, I believe. I really wanted to keep Litleo around, but I also figured that if this thing had Rest, then I'm just losing a lot more momentum. And if he goes Sandygast, then I can click Flare Blitz or switch out and then bring back in Litleo a little bit later. But I'm just going to go for the KO on Munchlax. I do get the Moxie boost, but I end up dying to Recoil. Lileep is going to come in against the Tarantula. I should probably not make this shiny, because it's literally, like, I don't know if it was on purpose, but shiny Lileep is just Cradily, so, yeah. Rock Blast is going to do quite a lot of damage to Tarantula. Unfortunately, I'm not loaded dice. He stayed in thinking that Rock Blast wasn't a thing. So if I had gotten 4 hits off, I would have killed Tarantula and he wouldn't have gotten up webs. Knockoff is gonna happen, and another thing I thought was a thing was I thought Suction Cups was Sticky Hold, but I'm just kind of stupid. I'm not playing this very well, but I do get up my rocks. Lunge will kind of take me out, and I believe I Rock Blast to kill him. So Lileep does end up getting a KO. Magby is going to come in Flamethrower, and that'll be the end of that. Volibee is going to come in now. Flamethrower will do a lot of damage. Knockoff will kill the Choice Specs Magby, though. I had no other switch in, and my only defogger was Volibee. I will end up frisking the Shuka Berry as he SDs and Ice Spinners, and this really sucks for me because I was Scarf. Which means that the webs being up really screwed me over. I would have been able to kill this with Flamethrower, I think I had. It was either Flamethrower or Fire Blast. I guess if I was Fire Blast, I probably would have missed anyways. But yeah, the 4-point Tarantula really, like, it got up, it did its thing. And at this point, I just kind of lose because of it. I cannot do anything about the Sandshrew here, so I will end up losing the game. Unfortunate. I do get off a knockoff. I guess I could have went Volibee earlier. But, something to note here is Volibee gets Heat Wave. So the fact that he tries setting up on Volibee with Sandshrew is kind of insane, but I guess he didn't know that it had Heat Wave. And I guess I should have run it, but I think in the back of my mind I was like, oh, I probably won't end up clicking it. Because I think I was like knock off Brave Bird, Roost, Defog. Turns out I don't know. I could have forgone Roost or Defog, probably Roost to be honest. So that'll be GG's to Log. Oh my god, the fuck is wrong with my throat right now? Anyways, our next game is going to be Heister versus Logan. This is our actual first game of the season, so on Logan's side we have Mienfoo, Marini, Gible, Carvana, Solosis, and Torchic. So we have that nasty regen core. Again, I think this meta is a little bit too offensive for regen to really like work, but I think Mienfoo and Marini like are the regen mons in Little Cup that actually make progress. I think Marini is surprisingly strong. At least compared to like how Toxapex would be in like OU. Like Marini is gonna do more damage in Little Cup than Toxapex does in normal. I did not talk about Heister's team. We have Meowth, Scraggy, Natu, Togepi, Ammonite, and Trapinch. I'm a little bit sloppy right now because they don't have their Terras open. I believe it's Terra Ammonite because, of course, you Terra your fucking Shell Smasher. And what? Is it like, what, Terra Gible or like Terra Torchic? I don't know. But we're going to lead Marini into lead Meowth. No nicknames because they're lame. Fake out from like Persian to Toxapex, that would have done like 16. The fact that that did 40 is stupid. But I'm assuming maybe this is Berry Juice. No, it's Black Sludge. Oh, that's such a bad idea. That's definitely something to know. I'll talk about this play in a second. I think Black Sludge is an awful item in Little Cup. Most Mons... Actually, I think every single Mon is only going to get 1 HP. Unless... no, because I think Munchlax hits like 30 HP. Which is still rounding down to 16 for the 1/16th. So Munchlax would only be getting like 3% back with like leftovers. So I think the play, like, Black Sludge is just an awful item in Little Cup. This should have probably been Berry Juice or like a Violet probably. But he ends up switching in on the U-turn. I don't really know what the fuck the idea was there. Like, if he thought the Meowth would be switching out, or if... Oh, you know, I think the play was he set up a T-Spike, so he assumed Heister would go into Natu to block the T-Spike, but it just didn't... Like, he didn't really need to do that, you know? I don't think Marini gets Baneful Bunker, so we just kind of sacked Carvana, and I think... part of sacking Carvana was due to like thinking more in like an OU context where this was Sharpedo and this was Toxapex. Maybe they would have hard swapped into like a Xatu. I don't know. Ammonite will come in on the poison, and as you can see, also like T-Spikes and Spikes really aren't that good because they are also rounding down, and that happens with toxic damage too. Like it really rounds down. If it says it's going to do 36%, it might only do like 20% to you. So that's also something worth noting. We're going to see Fake Out Mienfoo. It's going to stay in on a Natu. How fast is Natu? 17? I think Natu is actually a really solid Pokemon in Little Cup. That was a really good pickup for Heister. We're going to see the knockoff into Togepi. We're going to knock off the leftovers. Why the fuck are you running leftovers? U-turn into Togepi will go into Marini. We see a Heal Bell. Heals the poisoning, but I'm not really sure why we're doing that. Maybe the Natu has defog or like. Does I believe Ammonite's a spinner, is it not? I don't know. But I'm seeing some mistakes just based on items, to be honest. Maybe the Natu is defog. We see Psychic. Yeah, it's just gonna KO the Marini. I believe if like Marini was like a Violet, it would have lived. So I think having Black Sludge is just such a bad idea. We see the Protect come out on the Torchic, on the Psychic, and now I believe we Wisp. We Wisp into the Magic Bounce. Psychic. But we do get another speed boost. Now we're gonna Flare Blitz. Maybe he thought that they'd switch into like Ammonite, because this is Torchic. This isn't Blaziken or Combuskin, so you'd think maybe Ammonite is like a switch. Not really sure why you'd go Ammonite, hard Ammonite on Torchic, but or like maybe Trapinch is an idea. I don't know. But either way, Torchic is still alive, so it should be able to go first. Protect into the Ancient Power, but we're just kind of baiting that extra chip from Poison before doing the same amount back. Hydro Pump. I don't know why I clicked Hydro Pump. I think Ancient Power is fine. I guess maybe you thought maybe like Gibble would come in there. We'll see a Fake Out. Solosis will come in. We see a Soft Boiled. Psychic crit. Considering this Togepi was leftovers, and Solosis has more special attack than Greninja, I would assume that didn't matter. I could be wrong, but I feel like it probably didn't matter. First impression will kill Solosis. Maybe there wasn't really a reason to run like eject, or not eject button, like Shed Shell there. I don't really know what you'd switch into Trapinch here. It doesn't look like there's anything on this team that beats Trapinch. High Jump Kick doesn't KO. Is this Reckless? No, this has to be... No, this is Regen. It's already taken chip, right? We see U-turn. I don't know why we didn't like Fake Out into U-turn. We see HJK into Ammonite. Meowth is going to come back in. We're going to knock off. Why are we not clicking Fake Out first, though? HJK will knock it out. Oh, you know what? He thought this thing was Inner Focus, but I'm pretty sure it's revealed Regen already. Like, has it not taken chip yet? I could have sworn it's taken chip at some point. I guess maybe I could be wrong. Scraggy is going to get hit by the High Jump Kick. Heister here, like, he had to go for the DD to see if Scraggy would win. Because I think if you DD'd and HJK missed, then I believe you just kill this and then 1v1 Gibble. So I guess that was the play. But yeah, when I was watching this game, I was like, oh, Logan's kind of losing. Like, we kind of lost. Like, we sacked Carvana. Marini kind of really didn't do anything. Torchic, we clicked Wisp on a Magic Bounce. Yenfu's doing quite a bit of work. But like, most of the other Mons really didn't do much, but he kind of just got soloed. He kind of soloed Heister at the end because we lost Togepi and we didn't have a... We lost Togepi and we lost Natu and we didn't have a High Jump Kick switch in. So I think that's how Mienfu is going to work in Little Cup, is just remove the fighting resists and then you just kind of win. Next up we have Luca versus Fletchhead. We have the Slowpoke, Zorua, Porygon, which is, I think, the big man of the week, maybe. Growlithe, Hisui, Morlul, and Croagunk versus Fletch's Frillish, Grimer, Alola, Axew, Darumaka, I almost said Darumaka, Galar, Anorith, and Joltik. Anorith is really good in Little Cup. I saw its stats, and it's, like, surprisingly fast. It's actually really strong. I think, 95 attack? Like, the direction that they're going with Anorith, I kind of wish they kept going with Armaldo, but they kind of fucked it up with Armaldo, I'm not gonna lie. Anorith is, like, actually a much cooler mon than Armaldo. And we get the special attack boost on Porygon into the Joltik. We see Magic Coat into the Volt Switch. We were trying to catch a sticky web, but a Joltik doesn't learn sticky web, I believe. So I don't know. Maybe out of T-Wave. I don't know. It's not like you can really magic bounce a T-Wave into an electric type, so you're not really doing much. Knock off the berry juice. We're gonna see Drain Punch will break that substitute. Gunk Shot will do quite a bit. And yeah, that's another instance of like, I feel like there's just a lot of damage in Little Cup. Like the fact that a not very effective Gunk Shot did almost 30% into a mon that resisted with a bulk up. That's just a lot. We're gonna Drain Punch into the Frillish for some reason. Oh, it switched in. Shadow Ball is gonna do a lot to Growlithe, but I think Growlithe here probably just goes for Head Smash. Oh no, the Frillish was faster. Must have been like Scarf Frillish maybe. Maybe like Banded Growlithe if I had to guess. Scarf Frillish is a decent brain. We're gonna see the Charge Beam. We get that special attack boost. Tri-Attack will kill Grimer. Darumaka's gonna come in. We're gonna see Slowpoke swap. Miss Flare Blitz. Yeah, that's what happens when you draft the Hustlemon, I guess. Future Sight Slowpoke. Hard switch into Morlul. I think maybe you could have stayed in with Slowpoke here, but I'm not sure. Or you could have teleported with Slowpoke, potentially. We're gonna see Spore into Anorith. It's gonna take the Future Sight. Doesn't take a lot. I'm gonna assume maybe Anorith might be the Violate Mon in this instance. I'm not sure. Slowpoke will come back in on Darumaka. U-turn does a lot. I would say Darumaka, the Darumakas with Hustle are probably similar to like Darmanitan, Galar, and like normal. Like they're just very explosive mons, but they're also not like that fast, and they're very kind of frail. See Bug Buzz into Morlul, and then Morlul is just gonna kind of die here. We'll see Slowpoke come in for some reason. Oh, it's Zora. Buh. But we see U-turn. If that Joltik just clicked Bug Buzz, this thing was dead. Why did we go Morlul there? Or why did we go Zoro there? Interesting. Porygon will get the attack boost, but we're gonna see the agility. And as we can see, we're going to set up on the Mon that's asleep. Anorith will wake up to get that Aqua Jet off. That did kind of a lot, but no, Berry Juice is just going to bring us back up to full. Get off that Tri-Attack. I think maybe you should have clicked Charge Beam again. I guess we missed. Oh, Frillish. Tricked it a Choice Scarf. Interesting. We see a Charge Beam. We're just kind of boosting all our special attack, huh? We're going to switch out. Thunder will kill the Zorua. We're going to go into Krogunk now on the Volt switch. See Frillish come in. On the knockoff, okay, so this Frillish getting chipped was really bad. And it's locked into Shadow Ball, so this Porygon can just do whatever it wants. We get that special attack boost, but we still... Oh, well, no, at this point, you just switch out, you sack Krogunk, and then you, Terraflying Outrage. Well, so, Porygon is Scarfed. Oh, nice crit. Porygon is Scarfed, and I believe you just click Tri-Attack 3 times and win. I'm not really sure why we stacked Slowpoke there. We could have saved Differential, I think, and just clicked Tri-Attack the last few turns, but decent play on Luca's part, knowing that the Scarf Porygon was the win con. I guess Fletch forgot that he tricked a Scarf on this. I don't know, man. Reading is hard. Anyways, now we have Wisdom versus Shopping Cart. One of our new coaches. Have we had... Oh, we had Logan play already. But we have our second new coach here. We're going to see the Meowth Alola, Ferroseed, Shellos, Drillbur, Rufflet, and Yamask versus Aipom, Coughing, Houndour, Baltoy, Varoom, and Poltergeist. I don't know why, but Varoom looks really bad. It looks very, like, low quality next to that Baltoy. I don't know if that's just me, but like if y'all see that too, like let me know in the comments if you think Varoom looks awful. Now that it's an awful design, it just looks awful on Showdown. I think it's an awful design too, but yeah. Fake out into Ferroseed is probably going to do more to APOM. Yep. Rocky Helmet. Rocky Helmet's a little bit worse in this meta, but I think it's still like a decent item. I still think I think Berry Juice is the best item. I think it might be better than a Violate. It's just kind of hard to tell what's going to happen in a game. And having a Violate at least ensures that you live a hit or two. As opposed to Berry Juice might take you down to like an invisible Focus Sash before getting all your health back. Anyways, shiny EC, is this EC or West Sea? EC Shellos is kind of interesting. I like the colors. Houndour actually lives the Surf. Maybe it's a Violate Houndour, because I don't think it's very bulky. Flame Charge will kill it though. Yeah. So we got the most out of our Ferroseed there, I guess. Yamask will come in. I guess Ferroseed probably would have been good for APOM, but I think maybe Yamask also deals with it okay. We're going to see the Trick Room go up. We're going to see Block knock off. Okay, well, that didn't last very long. Block was an interesting tech, though, that's for sure. We're going to see Tail Slap. Surf. Tail Slap again. 2 hits. What was this fucker's item? Because of Mummy, it's not Skill Link. Poltergeist will come in on the Spike. We'll see Rufflet. Is this supposed to be like tough shit? What is a tough jit? Am I like stupid? I don't know, man. Coughing will come in as well as Meowth. We're going to see Fake Out. Seeing a lot of Fake Out in these games. I think Fake Out's a really good move in Little Cup. Just getting the damage. We are going to explode. I guess Wisdom really called that explosion there. Parting Shot. Meowth into Drillbur. Vroom also gets Parting Shot, by the way. Yep, there it is. We're going to see Baltoy come in. We're going to see the Shadow Claw. Doesn't really do much to Baltoy, but we'll see Rapid Spin come up. Calm Mind Baltoy. Yep. Dazzling Gleam didn't really do much. If it was Stored Power definitely would have killed, I think. No, it wouldn't have killed. It would have done about the same as... Well, it would have been Gleam, but stab bonus. Which I guess with the rolls, maybe would have been a kill on Drillbur, but I'm not sure if we get past the Fake Out Meowth or Rufflet. If it's like Scarf Rufflet or something. Next up we have John versus Dedanley. We're going to have the Vulpix Alola, Onix, Abra, Lickitung, Diglett, Alola, and Krabby versus Machop, Tyrant, Starmie, Bronzor, Voltorb, Hisui, and Mudbray. I do know that the Voltorb is Terra. I haven't really been talking about the Terras because I don't think Terra's been like a really like important mechanic in Little Cup, but it just allowed a little bit more team building. Like some teams don't have a Steel type, for example, or like a Fairy type, and I think having the Terras at least allows that type of team building, so you're not completely screwed. Onix is going to lead into Machop. We're going to see Dynamic Punch, which will bring Onix down to Sturdy, kind of surprisingly. But we do see the Berry Juice. Unfortunately, we get confused. I guess Dynamic Punch is 100% confusion, and we end up dying because we hit ourselves in confusion, so nice. Bronzor will come in as a Psychic. Psychic does nothing. I'm gonna assume maybe probably a Violate Bronzor. I don't really know what else Bronzor does. It got up rocks. It kind of serves no purpose anymore. Protect Lickitung. Dynamic Punch. See the knock off the Violate. Dynamic Punch probably would have killed. This is gonna do a lot. 60. But it will bring Abra back up to full. You kind of have to switch out here. John's not really getting a lot of ground, to be honest. What is Diglett doing? Future Sight. I believe Diglett is Terra. Yeah, we're gonna see the substitute into Mudbray. It does 52%, but we have that stamina boost. EQ. We'll break the sub. We see EQ. Yeah, we see EQ break the sub. I'm a little bit confused what's happening here. Bronzor is going to come in on Vulpix. We do see the Veil go up. Yeah, Vulpix is one of the only Veil users in Little Cup. Dark Pulse doesn't knock out the Bronzor. It looks like you get a low roll. But Bronzor gets a KO on the Vulpix. Krabby's going to come in and click Agility. Yeah, again, Bronzor really can't do much. Like, yeah, Toxic is probably the most it's going to do. And again, we have a couple turns here. We'll see how much toxic damage actually really matters here. We see Terra Water on the Liquidation. We see Sturdy. Wait, really? Tyrant has Sturdy? I did not know that. I actually had no idea that Tyrant had Sturdy, because Tyrantrum is like what? Like Rockhead or... I don't remember. I think it's like Rockhead, maybe like Mold Breaker. I don't remember. I don't know, man. My Monsal has gotten like a lot worse lately, I've noticed. We're gonna miss a Rock Blast into that T-Wave. Psychic will break the Sturdy. We see Rock Blast. We do knock out the... Oh, we don't knock out the Abra. Okay. Yeah, Voltorb is just faster than everything. And yeah, another thing here is Life Orb is a good item in Little Cup if you can figure out how to... Well, not that it's hard, but if your HP stat is 19 or lower, I guess, then Life Orb only does 5%. So, yeah. Little Cup is all about knowing how to like round those EVs, stuff like that. I'll talk a little bit more about what I think my philosophy is going forward. Obviously, maybe you don't want to listen to me because I've lost week 1, but yeah. Here's a very explosive game this week. At least what I'm going to assume is explosive because we have the Ice Team versus Chickadee, Snover, Darmaka, Galar, Amora, Terra, Litten, Yanma, and Shelder versus Poniard, Dratini, which I believe is Terra, Zorua, Wingull, Voltor, which I also believe is Terra, and Snubble. We're going to see Amora come in on the Poniard. Poniard's is very obvious lead, I think. Intimidate into... Yep. Yeah. Poniard just kind of beats everything on this team. See Yanma does KO with Bug Buzz there because we are Life Orb Poniard and not like a Violate or like a bulky Poniard. We'll see Wingull come in and Hurricane lands. It confuses Amora. We'll see U-turn. Wingull's actually really, really fast, by the way. Amora's going to hit itself in Confusion. Had a lot of Confusion hits this week. Snubble's faster. Okay, maybe like a Scarf Snubble? Question mark? I believe Scarf Snubble would outspeed Yanma without a speed boost. Snover's going to come in on Voltorb. We'll see that Volt Switch come off. And we'll see Wingull come in. Darmaka comes in on the Wingull. Interesting, but we'll see Snubble. Snubble gets off that Intimidate, and then I believe... Yeah, we see Blitz, but I think probably we'll see Play Rough. Is this not Scarf? I feel like it tanks. Flare Blitz there. Either way, they're going to kill each other. Yama's going to come in, and Dratini will switch in. Bug Buzz did a lot. Oh, that is not Dratini, that is Zorua. The thing with Little Cup, too, is I feel like the Zoro disguises barely, like, do much. Because I feel like you're just kind of clicking buttons, and then you kind of end up catching the Zoro anyways. Bug Buzz into Wingull is going to do quite a bit. We'll see Shelter come in, actually. on the Wingull, but Shelter has no special defense, so it's just gonna fucking die. It didn't die. Okay, this is a Violate. Icicle Spear into Dratini. That's pretty good. But I think at this point, like, yeah, you just kind of go back in the Voltorb, you Volt Switch. Wingull's gonna come in on the Yanma. Does Wingull... Oh, we sack. That wasn't good. I guess Voltorb would have died either way to Bug Buzz. Oh, but the Dratini's at full. Because it was Zoro that was disguised as it before. We're going to Dragon Dance Scale Shot. Terra Water. Ice Cold Spear. So Power Fable doesn't make that call, unfortunately. Well, can Shard kill? Oh, we don't have Shard. Shard might have actually been able to kill. But because we are... Oh, we have Extreme Speed. It doesn't matter. Dratini gets that wonderful KO. I actually didn't think about Extreme Speed Dratini. I think when I was making PRs, I don't think I considered it. I was like, oh, Dratini seems like not a great mon, but I don't remember what I said about Dratini, but I don't think I thought very highly of it. But now I see the vision. It's literally just fucking Dragonite. Doesn't have multi-scale, has Marvel Scale. Next up, we're going to see Abashta versus Burger King Blastoises and a Bunny. We're going to see Azurill, a mon, by the way, which I said he shouldn't be using. But you know what? He brought it anyways, so I guess we'll see what happens. We're going to see regular Diglett, Drifloon, Dewpider, Kufant, and Terra Inkay. We're going to see the Terra Snivy, Swirlix, Archon, Ponyta, Stunky, and Timber. So we just brought all our high tiers. Like, this is like the worst mon he brought was Snivy, which is insane. Meanwhile, Abasha, like the entire team he brought is like tiered worse than Snivy technically, except for Diglett, I think. So we're gonna see Dewpider lead into Stunky. I think it's pretty obvious. We're just gonna see the T-Spike into Liquidation. Oh, interesting. I thought maybe we'd see Sticky Web go up immediately, but I guess maybe it makes sense that we didn't web immediately. Oh, it's because Snivy's here. Yeah, you don't want a Sticky Web on the Snivy. Terra Stellar, Terra Blast. Doesn't knock out the Kufant, but we do get some boosts. We're going to Whirlwind into Timber. So I think what it looks like is Kufant and Dewpider are a Violate mons. I guess the rest of these guys don't really make sense for a Violate. Maybe Inkay, but I think Inkay can do more. We're going to see Drain Punch with Timber. So we see the Belly Drum. But we're going to see Mach Punch do 30%. Aqua Jet doesn't do a lot. I guess maybe Abasha could have caught Timber there on the Mach Punch. But it was kind of a hard play to make because if you just Drain Punch, then you got no progress on Timber. So I think Aqua Jet, at least you got some progress. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about Azurill. Like, this mon kind of sucks, but I think it did more than I expected it to. Normal Fairy is an interesting typing too. I don't know why it's Normal Fairy. Why isn't it Water Fairy or like just Pure Fairy? Receive Flame Charge, 44% to a Drifloon, by the way. Dewpider is going to come in on a T-Spike. Blitz will knock it out, though. And then we're going to see Inkay come in. It's going to get poisoned. Flare Blitz does knock it out because I would assume it might be the other Berry Juice. No, because I think Drifloon is the Berry Juice. So what is Inkay? I don't know. Could be like... Wouldn't Oranberry be like decent in Little Cup? Has anyone used Oranberry? I guess Oranberry would just be worse Berry Juice. So if you have other items to use, like you just use Berry Juice. But I don't know, Oranberry is like technically like a free roost in Little Cup. We'll see Final Gambit. Doesn't do much because Diglett has no HP. Why the fuck is it Final Gambit? I guess Diglett does ensure something can't switch out, so you can set up with something on a specific mon if you're trying to do that. So I guess it's not a bad idea. Shadow Ball will knock out the Swirlix. We're going to see Archon come in on the Shadow Ball. Puts us into Defeatist, by the way. But we have Berry Juice, so we're not actually in Defeatist. And Rock Blast is just a clean 2-shot. By the way, I don't think I've seen any like illegal like 3 Berry Juices or like 3 of Violates yet. If anyone is noticing, like your opponent is using 3 of a certain item, they instantly lose. So if you want to win, that's your win. Anyways, our last game of the day is going to be Odie versus Sacred Ash, which just happened. I don't know what the fuck Odie's name is. Yes, ... Versus Sacred Ash. We're going to see Dreepy in the first slot. Also Mischief, which I've never seen used in a game before. Piplup, Cutie Fly, and Trubbish. Excuse me, and Magnemite. On the Sacred Ash side, we have Ghastly, Mankey, Squirtle, Sandile, Honedge, and Growlithe. So we're going to play the game. We're going to lead Piplup into Growlithe. No Intimidate, by the way. I think we were a little bit worried about competitive Piplup, so I think that's a good idea to not bring Intimidate on this. We're going to get up Stealth Rock. Piplup gets Stealth Rock? The fuck? Okay. I would have thought that Stealth Rock was a thing that only like Empoleon got in the line, or like maybe Prinplup. But Piplup, like, why does this thing get Stealth Rock? Either way, we're going to see Terra Blast into Piplup. Doesn't do much because Squirtle's more of a defensive mon. And it is going to fall asleep now. We're going to see the Flip Turn in the Trubbish. We'll see Sandile switch in, which is nicknamed Terra. Bitch, no it's not. Unless maybe it's just like a different... I don't know. I don't fucking know. Sandile is going to knock out Trubbish, so obviously Trubbish wasn't like a Violate or anything. Mischief is going to come in. Shiny Honedge, nice. Also not Intimidate. Oh, this is Stakeout. This Honedge is dead. No, it's not. Even if it's swapped... Wow. This thing is tanky as fuck. Is this... No, this can't be fucking Runaway. It's not Intimidate. It has to be Stakeout. How did it do so little? Oh, Honedge came in. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought maybe Honedge swapped in on the Stakeout Lash Out. Okay, I'm just reading it wrong. Shadow Sneak knocks out Mischief. So, Mischief loses the 1v1 to fucking Honedge. Who'da thunk? Squirtle's gonna come in on the Magnemite. Reflect will go up. Flash Cannon. Squirtle's fast asleep. We're gonna see Squirtle wake up though and get off that Mud Shot. Doesn't KO the Magnemite, but Magnemite does get the Berry Juice. Flash Cannon again. Mud Shot again isn't gonna knock it out. We're gonna see the Flash Cannon knock out the Squirtle. Growlithe will come in. We're gonna see Endure Magnemite. What are we thinking about? Nothing. We're just giving this thing a free +2 instead of a +1. Piplup's gonna come in. We're gonna see Thunderfang. Okay. Dreepy will come in. Crunch doesn't knock it out. Is this fucking a Violate, dude? I don't know. Let's see T-Wave in the Growlithe. Curse will kill Dreepy. I thought Curse failed if you were at minus... Or if you were below 50%. We're going to see the Cutie Fly set up. We're going to see full Para and the Curse. But we do get the Berry Juice. Oh, we get paralyzed. Psychic. That's unfortunate because I believe this is Boots Cutie Fly. So if Sacred Ash didn't get parried twice, he would have won. But now I think Cutie Fly sweeps. Yeah, Moonblast does a lot. Ghastly's gonna come in. Psychic. Dead. Sandile's gonna die, Mankey's gonna die, and Odie is gonna win this game. Carried it out of his ass, this Dreepy. Really got the hacks on him. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So I don't know if I'm gonna do like heat competition because I really just I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold back on it for this season because with Little Cup, like most of us really don't know what we're doing. I think um, there's like nothing I think I brought that was heat unless you think physical Litleo is heat because it's technically a special attacker, but it does have Moxie, so I wouldn't really say it's like heat of the week. Um, a lot of these were like normal sets from what I saw. Normal kind of normie stuff. Wisp Torchic is cool. It didn't do anything. Covet is a cool move on Meowth, but I also think it might just be like the best normal move to run because of Technician in this sense. I think Covet's base 60, right? It's not 65, I don't think. I think Covet's just a good move on Technician. Yeah, I don't see anything here. Magikarp Porygon's cool, but it didn't do anything. Porygon just swept because it had other moves. And the fact that it was Magikarp over like Recover is kind of stupid. Spore, Pollen Puff. Yeah, nothing here really. I don't think so. Nothing. Trick Room Block is interesting. It didn't do anything, but it was an interesting concept. I didn't know that Sinistcha Poltergeist got Leaf Storm. Like to me, as as grass types, they don't really look like mons that would get those moves. This Baltoy set was cool. I think it's supposed to be like a Pokemon that sets up though, so I don't know. Yeah. This was no guard, not guts, but I don't like you're running. Machop can actually like outspeed things with Scarf in this meta, so like Machop is just different than Machamp. Sturdy, I learned something new about Tyron that it gets sturdy. I didn't know that. I'm really struggling to find anything, so I think I might just hold off on like Heat of the Week. Maybe I'll make like an MVP of the week award. It's gonna go to Porygon. Porygon just did too much in this game. Like it came in multiple times. It failed to magic coat the sticky web that wasn't coming because the Joltik doesn't get sticky web. But then it came in. It clicked agility and it started to sweep once. It got tricked to Scarf and then it just chose to come back in later and then sweep later. So it came in like 3 times, which is a lot for Little Cub, considering this game lasted like 3 turns. Have I looked at these yet? Yeah, I don't know. I think some of these are a little bit lame. I'm not really seeing anything interesting. I just don't think there's much room for like interesting things in Level Cup. When there's just not a lot of HP bars and like a lot of the time it just feels like you're just going for damage. So you're not really gonna find anything interesting, I think. But I'll definitely I think Porygon. I don't know. Is Porygon the Mon of the Week or is like Dreepy low key Mon of the Week for Curse T-Wave hacks shenanigans? Maybe. I don't know. I guess I'll think about it when this video is processing. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. I guess this video will probably be out today, which is Thursday night. Week 2 has technically begun, but you don't have to schedule until next week if you don't want to. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.